My friends, I come to you today with a heart that is heavy because we are witnessing in this country is not a political argument. It is a moral reckoning. And I speak to you not as a pundit, not as a critic, but as a witness to a crisis unfolding on the streets, in homes, and in the hearts of neighbors across the nation. Across Minnesota, Minneapolis, St. Paul, and beyond, what has been called the largest immigration enforcement operation in recent history has brought with it fear, confusion, and heartbreak. Families have watched federal agents approach their neighborhoods with overwhelming force. Some of those families include children, little ones who may be too young to understand what's happening, but old enough to feel the fear when uniforms walk into their homes. Reports of children being separated or detained alongside their parents, even as young as 5 years old, have shocked the conscience of this nation and reminded us how fragile security can feel when it is built on fear rather than dignity. And most tragically, in the streets of Minneapolis last weekend, we lost a life most of us would call a hero. Alex Pretti, a 37-year-old ICU nurse at the VA hospital, a caregiver to veterans, a man devoted to healing, was shot and killed by federal agents during one of these enforcement actions. Alex wasn't a criminal. He was a bystander lost in a riot. His family remembers him as kind, dedicated, and compassionate. A caregiver who spent his days tending to the sick and his free moments standing up for what he believed was right. Video from that day appears to show him holding his phone chest high, documenting the scene witnessing federal agents move through this city. In the moments that followed, he was pepper spray, wrestled to the ground, disarmed, and shot multiple times while still on the pavement. How do you reconcile that? A man trained to save lives, killed while trying to protect another human being as forces meant to uphold our laws were carrying out enforcement actions with military speed and overwhelming presence. Some officials have called it self defense, a claim disputed and condemned by community leaders, protesters, and even the governor of Minnesota. And I say this: justice does not hide behind ambiguous accounts. Justice does not barrel through neighborhoods with armored boots while families tremble behind their curtains. Justice does not reason that fear is an acceptable trade off for enforcement. No, justice is born from clarity, humanity, and accountability. We talk about the rule of law, and we should laws that treat human beings as mere statistics, bureaucratic inconveniences, or deterrents are not laws worth defending. They are tools of division. And let's be honest with ourselves. Fear is never the foundation for a healthy society. Some will say this is simply law enforcement, but as families who lost loved ones, as the parents whose children cry in confusion when agents knock on their doors, as the friends of a nurse who dedicated his life to helping others, and see if they feel that way. If our laws allow federal agents to enter homes with blurred warrants, detain children as though that is ordinary procedure, and engage in action that costs the life of a compassionate caregiver, then we are not asking whether the system is broken. We are living proof that it is. We must demand a path to citizenship that honors human dignity, the one that treats people like obstacles to be removed. We must demand enforcement that respects due process, not actions that sow terror in the streets. We must seek solutions that bring people into the light of justice, not push them further into fear and marginalization. Like the immigrant worker who hands helped build this country, know that they are more than a target. Like the child too young to understand politics, but old enough to feel fear, know that this nation still believes in their future. And let the memory of people like Alex Pretti, a healer, a caregiver, a human being remind us what is at stake when we lose our way. This moment calls us not to retreat into anger, but to stand firm with courage, not to divide, but to unite around the principles that every person deserves dignity, respect, and justice. Because until justice rolls down like waters, until righteousness washes over our laws and our hearts, the promise of America remains unfinished. And we, the people who still believe in justice, must keep marching forward.